Dear students, I am Sanju Hazria, Assistant Professor of English at Government College Ratangad. I welcome you in my channel. Today we will study Nizim Ezekiel's poem The Night of the Scorpion. As you know, this poem is included in BA Part 3rd by Maharaja Ganga Singh University, Bikaner. I am going to divide this lecture in two sections. First section is of introductory section and second section is explanatory section. In introductory part, I will provide introduction of the poet, introduction of the poem and summary of the poem. So first of all, introduction of the poet. As you know, poet is Nizim Ezekiel. And now introduction of the poet, Nizim Ezekiel's introduction. Nizim Ezekiel was an Indian-born poet of Jewish descent and has been described as the father of post-independence Indian verse in English. As he has written his poetry after independence, so he is known as the father of post-independence Indian verse in English. He had a number of collections of poetry published which were very popular, and some such as The Night of the Scorpion and the anti-jingoism poem The Patriot are standard verses still studied in some British and Indian schools. He had a varied career as an English teacher in India, England and the United States. So he has worked as an English teacher in India and abroad. He wrote plays, worked as a broadcaster on Indian radio and contributed many critical articles to the literary sections of magazines and newspapers. Ezekiel was born in December 1924 in Mumbai. So he was born in Mumbai in 1924. The family lived in a small Marathi-speaking community known as the Ben Israel, which numbered some 20,000 inhabitants at that time. Unlike other communities around the world, this was a peaceful place with no evidence of anti-Semitism to worry about. They were a relatively affluent family, means his family was wealthy family, with his father being a professor of botany, because his father was a professor of botany at the Wilson College in Mumbai, and his mother the principal of the school that she herself had set up. Nizim was well educated and had a particular liking for the poetry of such as T.S. Eliot and Ezra Pound. He did not much care for verse in his own language, and as he grew up, his writing attracted controversy. His writings are controversial, so it was seen as too close to the old colonial influences by many radicals in India. He attended Wilson College and in 1947 he gained a first class honors degree in literature and immediately started teaching English literature. India was politically a hotbed of activity at that time in 1947, and he took an active interest in that for a little while, but soon decided to travel to England by boat. He spent the next 3 years studying philosophy at Birkbeck College in London, living in very low standard accommodation. Much of what he experienced during this period is found in his first collection of poems, which was published in 1952. So his first collection of poems published in 1952 called Time to Change, and the title of this collection was Time to Change. Having completed his studies, he then made his way back home. He could not afford to pay for his fare, so worked his passage, scrubbing decks and other menial jobs, all the way on an arms-carrying vessel bound for Indochina. There followed a period of writing for the Illustrated Weekly of India along with broadcasting on All India Radio. He wrote for a number of other newspapers and magazines, including the Times of India, where he was their art critic in the mid-1960s. Shortly after, he held visiting professor posts at colleges in America, and like many others at that time, experimented with the mind-bending drug LSD. He enjoyed his travels but always seemed to gravitate back to Mumbai despite some feelings of isolation due to his ethnic origins. Ezekiel's early efforts as a poet had seen him as some kind of dreamer, but he developed into someone constantly seeking the truth. Means he has presented truth in his poems. He saw much corruption in his country with a disenchanted population and tried to highlight the problems strongly enough so that something might be done to make things better. By the 1970s, though his motivation had waned and he realized that nothing much could be done, he seemed to accept the ordinariness of most events. He laughed at lofty expectations, totally deflated. Reluctantly, he had to acknowledge that the darkness has its secrets which light does not know. So, this is the introduction of the poet, and now, introduction of the poem. As you know, the poem is The Night of the Scorpion. So, now, this is the introduction of the poem. The poem was anthologized in collection poems in 1952 to 1988, means it was the collection of the poems and it was published between 1952 to 1988. It is one of the first poems of Ezekiel and presents a scary picture of the superstition ridden India, where an insect is given monstrous dimensions. So it presents the orthodoxy and superstitions of Indian people. It carries Ezekiel's stingiest of satires against the many melodies that affect the Indian society. Not to mention, it also explores the ever-beginning love of a mother for her child, which in itself is a conspicuous feature of Indianness. Means how Indian mother loves her children is presented in this poem. The setting of The Night of the Scorpion. What is the setting of the poem? The poem is spatial, that is, according to geographical space, set against the backdrop of an Indian village. So, in this poem, the setting of the poem is the Indian village. The time is night and the climate is wet. After a shower of 10 hours, temporarily, that is, according to time, the poem is a reminiscence of the poet's childhood. The tone of the poem, though, is in a very innocent way, brings out the inherent irony in the poem. Here, the mood of the poet is not directly satirical, but indirectly very biting and scathing. In the gap of innocence, the poet simply brings out the complex bent of mind of the simple village folk. There is hardly any anger visible on the surface, but inside the poet sits with rage at the ignorance and stupidity of the village folk, including his father. This is the characteristic detached way of Ezekiel's satire, where he says so much without making a big effort. Mother, who is the helpless victim of the stupidity of the people, does not make the poem any subjective, which itself becomes a point of cruelty to us. We might chide the poet for his apparent detachment from the whole episode, where he claims that his mother was in great pain. However, we can also defend the poet by saying that the event took place way back in his childhood and thus has lost its personal touch. However, when we reread the poem, the anger that is present becomes easily apparent. The apparent innocence of the narrative also undercuts the mock seriousness of the mythical and philosophical mumbo jumbo of the poem, where incarnation and reincarnation are talked of. The poem mocks in its narrative the over dependence of the common people on divinity for anything and everything, as people are depend on God's blessings and God's wish. So it is presented in this poem, and yet finally the solemnness of the poem is confirmed in the last lines of the poem, where the mother wishes for the pain of the children. So this is the introduction of the poem, and now the summary of the poem. Night of the Scorpion is a poem by Nazim Ezekiel, included the AQA anthology, means this is included in the collection of the poems. It starts in a house at night where it is raining, and a scorpion, in order to take some shelter, comes to the house. This poem is about how the scorpion stung the poet's mother and the mother's love for her children. The poem opens in a way that suggests reflection. The speaker remembers and is so older now the night his mother was stung by a scorpion, which bit the mother because of its predatory impulse while hiding beneath a bag of rice to escape from the rain. The speaker specifically remembers this night due to this event, namely the mother getting beaten. The way in which the mother is beaten is also shown in Flash of Diabolic Tale. The speaker manages to suggest that the scorpion is demonic with its diabolic tail and emphasizes its speed with the word flesh. The scorpion then flees the scene and thus risks the rain again, means it goes again in the rain. A picture of a religious village is created by what the neighbors do to paralyze the scorpion. They are buzzing the name of the god. The reason for this is that they believe that as the scorpion moves, his poison moves in the blood of the mother. It also implied that they live in a caring, close-knit village by the fact that the neighbors feel welcome at all. The speaker is displeased by their arrival, comparing them to flies, unwanted and irritating, as they veritably buzzed around the mother. They tried to provide reasons, and many relied on superstition to guess what the problem was. The villagers tried to find the scorpion, but they couldn't by saying with candles and with lanterns, throwing giant scorpion shadows on the sun-baked walls. The speaker is implying there is still evil haunting the house. Means still the evil is haunting that house, and the scorpion is presented as a demon. Even after the scorpion had left the house, this could also be implying that the shadows of the various house hold utensils and other items are converted by the brain of the searchers into the shadow of a scorpion, as that is what they are looking for. Many things were tried to help relieve the mother's pain, but none worked. The speaker watches helpless condition of his mother. The speaker's father, who was skeptic and rationalist, tried to save his wife by using powder, mixture, herbs, hybrid, and even by pouring a little paraffin upon the beaten toe and put a match to it. This reflects to one of the village peasants saying, "May the sins of your previous birth be burned away tonight," which the father tries to do, not for burning her sins, but to burn away the poison residing inside the mother, which reflects her sins being atoned for. The speaker watches the vain holy man performing his deceptive incantations, but he cannot do anything to stop it because he was a child. The peasants, finally accepting the fate of the mother, try to put a positive spin on the situation by saying that even if the mother died, her next life, this is an Indian belief, would be less painful, as she atoning for her future sins by enduring this pain. After 20 hours, the poison loses its sting. A sign of her prevailing love and affection for her children is shown when she thanks God that she was stung and not her children. It came from a religious background, and Nizam wrote this poem trying to give this impression of anger, but also an underlying message of motherly love. Means this full poem is based on motherly love, along with a hint of culture and superstition. The last lines of the poem carry the irony, that is, the poet's mother expresses her gratitude to God for saving her children. The concern of the villagers and the poet's mother seem rather superficial when pitted against the heartfelt feelings of his mother. It is a universal truth that a mother cannot tolerate the pain and suffering of her children. In the context of the poem, this is not exceptional because the poet's mother expresses her concern for her children just after the relief from the intense pain, which conveys an underlying gesture of unconditional motherly love. Niji Majekil's Night of the Scorpion presents a rural Indian village and its people, throwing light on their superstitions, temperament, and outlook on life which were prevalent in the poet's time. Nevertheless, the poem shows the concern and unity of the village people. Therefore, Night of the Scorpion is not only a depiction of an incident in the life of the poet's mother, but also an overall portrayal of rural India. So I think you understood introduction of the poet, introduction of the poem, and summary of the poem. And I will explain this poem in my next video. Thanks for watching this video.